Hello, this is Abi and we are here in Aroza Wellbeing Center. Today's topic is going to be about relationships. Should it be the only source for happiness for all of us? Or let's hear from our beautiful guests. So I have to my furthest right, Elise. Hello, Elise.
Hi, everyone.
I was just about to say good day.
I was going to say good morning, so whatever time it is for you. Maybe.
How are you, Elise?
I'm very good, thank you. How
Thanks
are you?
for having us here again.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. And to my exact right is our lovely Dr. Farah. Hi, Doctor.
Hi, Abby. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Alhamdulillah.
Are you enjoying your...
Yes.
What is this?
It's tea, right? What is it? It's hibiscus, I believe. Is it?
Hibiscus tea.
tea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got it right.
Yeah, right. And to my left, our lovely psychologist, Tricia. How are you, Tricia?
I'm very well, thank you, Abby.
And thanks for being here.
Yeah.
And since I ended up with you, relationships.
Since I ended up with you. It's okay,
And
Abby.
relationship.
I'll take nothing personally.
So, our relationship, should it be, honestly, the only source for happiness?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, our relationship with another person is lovely when it's working, but when it's not, if we are so attached to the outcome and so attached to that person's behaviors and attitudes and meanings and approach to things, and it's not in line with us, then we're going to be very, very miserable. So I think relationships, when they're healthy from my point of view, from my stance, if I'm okay with me and if I'm okay with who I am, what I need, if my needs are being fulfilled, if I'm looking after myself, then anyone in my relationship is going to benefit from that.
Wow. Interesting.
Nice.
That's nice, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So the first relationship you should have really is with yourself.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Doctor, what do you think?
So, I mean, if you look at theory and practical, so theoretically, I think everyone would answer no, right? I think most people would answer no, knowing that it should not be your only source of happiness. Relationships should not
But
be
in
your
reality, this is what's happening at the moment.
And that's the thing, is in practice,
You know, they say
right?
no. Verbally, yes, you know, they say no. The
Yeah.
relationships shouldn't be the only source for happiness.
Exactly.
But when you see them, they are
Exactly.
miserable. Not
Yes.
everybody, of course, but very many people, they feel miserable, under anxiety, probably
Exactly.
depression. And when you dig deeper, you say it's because of relationship.
Exactly.
And when you ask them, should it be the only source for happiness? They say, no.
You see, the problem I think comes in is that when you invest so much time in a relationship,
Yeah.
it's an investment and you keep investing, but people don't stop to recognize how much you're investing and what returns, or how, not returns in that sense, but am I taking care of myself, right?
Self-care.
And yeah, the self-care aspect, especially, you know, everyone's sort of like on autopilot these days, right?
Yeah.
And somehow, by default, the person that you're with
Yeah.
is your, you know, somehow your source of happiness.
Like your go-to.
Yeah, your go-to, right? Or you come home and you expect to be happy, you know, or you all these expectations, maybe from Hollywood or wherever we get these expectations
the movies,
from. That you come home after a stressful day of work and you need to come home to somebody who's going to make me happy, right? And that technically, I mean, that's how it ends up practically. But we know in our mind it should not be, but this is just how it ends up. So
And then you
we're-
have expectations, and then you get
Right.
disappointed.
Exactly. So I think if you ask everybody, I would say that people would say no, but in practice we do it differently. Yeah.
We
It's
do
very
it
easy
differently.
to slip into that
Exactly.
comfortable
I think
phase.
it's dangerous in a way for personal mental health
Yeah.
to believe that if you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah.
That if you're in a good mood, I'm okay. That if I come home from a busy day and you're happy and welcoming, and you seem to show me that you're happy to see me, then I'm okay. But what happens if you're not?
Yeah.
Does that mean I walk in the door
That's so
and my
true.
entire world crumbles because you're having a moment, which you're
Exactly.
fully entitled to?
Agreed.
You know, we're all entitled to have bad days, bad moods, bad episodes. We can express our stress and our anxiety on our own individual level. But does that really have to affect me. So it's this trap that we fall into. If you're happy, I'm happy. So in a way, I'm totally dependent on you being okay for me to be okay. And this is even parents with children.
Codependency.
Yes, it's that dependency on each other. And that, you know, like you're not allowed to be having a moment. Excuse me, I've just walked in the door. I want to be adored. Thank you very much. I want to be paid attention. You know, I am me, and you have to look after that me. You know, so I think there's a lot to be said about walking in the door, feeling like I'm happy to be in my home. I'm happy to be out of my workplace, to be able to relax. And if my husband is stressed or on the phone or not able to wind down, I can love him and let him get on with it without me trying to change him to suit me.
But we can help. We can ask very fine.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And see what's going on, of course.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Is there anything I can do for you?
Yeah, for sure. And when he says no, I say, great, and I get on with my life.
And it's about giving them their space, right? And even for ourselves, we know when we would need time, and maybe sometimes we're so busy that we don't even recognize when we actually need that pause. But you know, we see it in each other at home, or if you pay attention and you recognize, you would know when your partner needs that space, right? Because, you know, maybe they're a little agitated or a little, you know, you could see it in them, whether they recognize it or not. But
we all need our space. You're right, actually. That's very, very valid point, actually, right?
Yeah, we
and
do.
Also, the question is, am I wanting to support you? Of course, I love you, so I'm going to want to support you. But am I wanting to change this situation into a better one for my sake or for your sake?
Maybe for both.
And maybe for both, because again, if you're okay, I'm okay. So I'm back to being a little dependent. But you know, the point is really, you are allowed to have your moment, and I can come home and say, would you like me to help you? Is there anything I can do? Will I just crack on and get dinner going? Would you like to talk about it?
So you are there.
Yeah, maybe I don't even have to ask. Maybe he's going to tell me and offload to me, which is fine by me.
On his own moment.
Yeah, it's fine by me. That's what I'm there to receive whatever he wants to give me in that moment as a offload of his day, and then get on with my life.
My life, exactly.
We come back to the question, right? The question was like, should it be the only source of happiness? So now it makes me think, what other sources of happiness, or where should you get happiness from?
Because you have different hobbies, different likes, dislikes, and you can't always do everything together. So if you want to find your own happiness, you have to follow what lights you up. It might not be the same thing as your partner, and you can't do everything together. So if you have that time apart and you do the things that you enjoy, then when you come back at the end of the day, you have something interesting to talk about. You've seen your friends, you've done this, you've done that, and they'll be like, wow, I did something different to you, like this is what I've done.
And sometimes it's the small things, like a cup of tea. I get so much enjoyment from a cup of tea.
That's why we're drinking tea.
Well, cheers. But you know, it really is a very comforting, oh, I'm home, I can relax now, this is my tea, this is, you know, this is my moment. Maybe just taking some time out, listening to a bit of music, or having a lovely long shower, or anything. Those little things really make me happy.
That's very valid.
Agreed.
That's absolutely true. If you're enjoying your moment, tiny things like having a cup of tea, you think a tea is nothing, but trust me, to someone else, somewhere in the world, a cup of tea is so valuable. They don't have the pleasure to have it, unfortunately. Right? Would you agree?
Agreed.
I swear we know people. We travel the world. And we know people, we've seen it, they can't afford a cup of tea. While we're enjoying the show, we're drinking, we're so blessed. That's beyond any words in the world. We are so blessed, and I totally agree with you. The tiny things can make a huge difference in your life. But the thing is, how do we define happiness? Is there one definition for happiness? I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. All the definitions end up in being joyful, satisfied, etc., etc. But how would you really define happiness?
And that's, so for me, I mean, yes, happiness
is a subjective word.
It's a feeling, yeah, exactly, it's a feeling. But I go beyond that, because for my life, I don't go in search of happiness or trying to make myself happy. I do more believe in contentment. So contentment is a different state of being.
And that's what you said, actually. That's what you said. You said you're content about tiny things.
Exactly. It's about that contentment, and it's about stopping to appreciate your present, what you have. Everything that you take for granted that might actually be, as you mentioned, mean the world to everybody, to somebody else, right? We are so accustomed to what we have that we no longer see it as something special, right? Because it becomes, you know, even a picture on the wall,
very banal.
Something. You know, it's just there. It's just part of it, and we stop acknowledging what the beauty that's all around us, right? Or the beauty that we have created in our lives. We no longer see it because it's just there. So I think that contentment needs. We need to actually practice gratitude all the time.
Every day.
I believe happiness is a state of mind.
Exactly.
You know, it can be thrown off path by another state of mind, but it's not something, you know, it's quite interesting how people, as you very well say, are in search of happiness as if it's some kind of object that will last forever.
Agreed.
But it'll only take a speeding fine to knock that one out of the park. You know,
You just find it again.
that lovely camera, good morning, you know, and all of a sudden there goes your happiness. So it's not a permanent state of being, it's a state of mind.
It's a feeling as well, right?
It comes from the mind.
So it's an emotion. When we talk about our different emotions, we have anxiety, we have depression, we're happy, we're sad, you know, we have different emotions, and we need to start talking about the good emotions as well, because we're all concentrating these days on all these negative emotions, but there's these positive ones we need to look at: happy, excited, you know, feeling adventurous, you know, whatever.
So you said happiness is being content. What's Elise, what's happy for you? What the word happy, what does that mean?
It's just a nice feeling. It's joyful. I also remember that when I was a child, I used to love rollerblading. So then not too long ago, I got my rollerblades out and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go rollerblading and just enjoy. Amazing. And it brings back that child happiness, that
joy, it's
freedom and joy, and just finding those, like you said, it doesn't have to be a big thing, but something that you enjoy doing.
And that's enough to put that spark in your heart, right?
That's
it's
that's
something that lights you up.
And especially when it takes you back to those good days or good years, that's what you want. You know, you want to have that, and that's a source of happiness.
It's fun.
It is. So
it makes me happy.
Whatever makes you happy, this is how you define happiness. Content. And Tricia, what's happiness for you?
Again, I think it's a state of mind. I think that it depends on what I'm thinking in the moment, what I'm believing in the moment. It's the absence of stress. It's the absence of suffering.
True.
It's the absence of believing that what I have is not enough, that I need something that I don't have in this moment.
More is better? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Sometimes less is more.
What is, right? And that's plenty, because I seem to be doing quite well with what is. So I'm far more present, and when I am, I'm far happier.
Very true.
Finding happiness in our cups of tea.
In cups of tea, we're finding happiness here.
I agree.
And that warmth of the cup.
Absolutely. So, relationships. Are we in a relationship? Absolutely. As everybody said, we have to be in a relationship one way or another. But should it be the only source of happiness? That's a question from us to you. You should write down, what do you think? Should it be the only source of happiness? To be honest, let's see. I don't think so. As everybody said, there are millions and millions of other sources of happiness. A time ago, I was in a coffee shop, and long story short, a table next to me, one of them asked me, what time do you have? And I said, it's right there. And the clock was there. And she said, my apology, I am blind. I was speechless, because for me it's there. For her, it's never there. We are blessed. Even a tiny thing, your vision, this is how you see us or you hear us. You are so blessed. It's beyond any word on the world. Thank you for having us. Thank you for enjoying the show already. And hope to see you soon. And remember to subscribe, share, and like. And in the end, we say...
Bye.
Bye.